In the last couple of lectures, we created a sign-up API to allow users to register to our application from the client and save user details in the database. There, we are saving the password provided by the user during the sign-up as plain password. But we also learned why we should not be doing that. Now, in our previous lecture, we also implemented the functionality for password hashing and salting. So we are going to use that functionality in order to hash the password before saving the created user in the database. Let's go to VS Code. So here we have the hashing provider class, and this is an abstract class. This bcrypt provider, it is implementing that abstract class, and it is providing the concrete implementation for its abstract methods. There we have this hash password method for hashing a password, and we have this compare password method for comparing two passwords. In this lecture, we are going to use this hash password method for hashing the password when we are creating a new user. For that, if I go to auth service, in order to create a new user, what we are doing is we are calling the create user method of user service. So we are going to inject an instance of this hashing provider. Basically, when we will inject an instance of this hashing provider, it is going to inject an instance of bcrypt provider, because this bcrypt provider is the one which is providing the concrete implementation. So let me close this auth module.ts file here. And for now, let's also close this bcrypt provider and hashing provider. Let me also close this auth controller. Let's go to user service. And in there, if I go to this create user method, what we are doing is here, first we are creating a profile. Then we are checking if with the given username, if a user already exists, then in that case, we are throwing an exception. And we are also checking if with the given email that user exists. So in that case also, we are throwing an exception. After that, we are creating a user object based on the user DTO value, and then we are saving that user in the database. Now, before saving the user in the database, we need to hash his password. For that, inside this class, we need an instance of hashing provider. So in here, after this pagination provider, I'm going to create another private read-only property. I'm going to call it as hash provider or hashing provider, which is going to be of type hashing provider. And to use this hashing provider, we also need to import it. So you can see it has been imported. Now we are going to use this hashing provider. So let me copy this, and here what we are going to do is we are creating that user here using this user DTO. Now, when we are creating this user using this user DTO, at that time we want to hash that user's password. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it within curly braces. Okay, and what I'll do is here we have this user DTO object. From that object, we are going to extract all the properties. That's why I have wrapped it within curly braces. So here I'm going to use spread operator on this user DTO, and what it will do is it will extract all the properties from this user DTO object, and those properties will become a property of this object. And in those properties, I want to override the value of the password property. So for that, I can say password. So the current value of this password property will be the plain password which the user is providing, but we are going to override its value by hashing that password. And for that, I'm going to call this dot hashing provider dot hash password. And to this method, we need to pass the plain password which we want to hash. And that plain password we will have on this user DTO object. So let me copy this. Let me use it here. And from there, I'm going to extract the password. So in this way, from the user DTO, we are reading the plain password which the user is providing. Basically, if I go back to Postman, when we are going to make a sign up request, at that time, if I go to the body, you will see that here we are providing username, email, password, and this profile. So we are extracting all these properties from this object using spread operator here. And then I want to update this password property. Currently, it is storing this plain text as the password. So I'm going to access this password value from the DTO object like I'm doing here, and then I'm passing it to this hash password method in order to hash that password value. And whatever will be the hashed value, I'm assigning it to this password property. And this method here, it is going to run asynchronously. So let's also use await keyword here before that, so that it will wait for the result to come, because we know that this hash password, it is going to return us a promise. So once the promise is resolved and it has returned us the value, then we are going to assign it to this password property. And this is it. This will ensure that before the new user is saved in the database, the password is hashed. Because at this line, we are simply creating a user object. We are saving that user object using this save method at this line. So before saving the user in the database, we have hashed its password. With this, let's save the changes here. Let's go to the terminal just to check if we have any errors or not. So as you can see, we have an error and it says, please make sure that argument hashing provider is available in the user module. And this error we are getting because if I go to user module, you will not see auth module imported here. And the hashing provider, it is registered in the auth module, right? So again, what we will have to do is we will have to do some changes to implement the circular dependency. So first of all, let me go ahead and let me add auth module in this provider. And here, since we have a circular dependency between the user module and the auth module, we are going to use forward ref. There, we are going to pass a callback function which should return auth module. And actually, we need to import it and not add it in providers array. So in the import statement, inside this array, let me first move these in separate lines. And after this, I'm going to add that. Okay. And let's save the changes here. Let's do the same thing in auth module. So let's go back to auth module, and there, if you see, currently we are importing this user module as it is, but now again here also we have to use forward ref. Here we need to pass a callback function and this should return user module like this. Let's save the changes here also, and then we are also using this user module in auth service. So here also we need to use forward ref, need to pass a callback function here, and in that callback function we are going to return user service. Let's save the changes. Let's go back to user module, not user module, user service, where we are injecting this hashing provider. And here, since it is a circular dependency, what we need to do is here also we need to use at inject, and to this at inject we need to use forward ref, and to this forward ref we need to pass a callback function which should be returning this hashing provider. And all this we have to do because now again we have a circular dependency between the auth module and the user module. With this, let me save the changes. And now if we go to the terminal, we still have that error. So finally, let's check one more thing, that from the auth module, if we are exporting, all right, you can see in the exports array, we have forgot to add the hashing provider, which we want to export from here. Then only we will be able to use it in the auth module. So from here, we did not exported this hashing provider, and that's why we were not able to use it. But rest other things which we have done. So let me save this file. So for example, in the user service, we added this forward ref because we have a circular dependency. All these are still valid. Okay, with this, let's save the changes. Let's go to the terminal, and now you will see the application is built properly. Now let's go to Postman, and now let's try to create a new user. So let's say the username is Mark Watt, and let's say Mark Watt 12, and email is Mark. Let's say password is test1234, first name Mark, last name what, and gender is male. So now let's try to create this mark what user, and this time when this user will be saved in the database, the password of that user should be hashed. So let's send the request. We have received this response 201 created, and in the response you can also see the username as mark what, and you will see that the password which we have received in the response, that is a hashed password. The password which we sent was test1234. This password has been hashed and its hash value will be this, and that has been returned. Now let's go to pgadmin. Let me refresh here, and now you'll see we have another user called markwhat with the username markwhat12, and the password, if you notice here, this password is the hashed password. So now we are saving a hashed password for the user which is getting created from our web API application. And this is how we should be storing the password of a user when a new user gets created. This password, this is a hashed password. So even if a hacker gets access to this password, he will not be able to decode it, because as we learned, hashing is a one-way process. A string can be converted to a hash string, but from the hash string, we cannot get the original string. So this is one-way process. And that's why even if the hacker gets access to this hashed password, he will not be able to decode it. I hope you got the point. So this is all I wanted to cover in this lecture. From the next lecture, let's start working on implementing the login functionality for our application. This is all from this lecture. Thank you for listening and have a great day.